Where does that road go? Not where we want it to. That's a big ass hill, and there's lots of rocks and all sorts of stuff over there. I'm not convinced we're going to be able to get up here, but I can't see any other easy route to get up there. Oh, it's literally a dirt path, isn't it? I predict we're going to get stuck. Stay high on the hill. I thought that was going to get us. We've made it past the first one. And one thing that the game really lacks without the gearbox add-on is, you know, driving up here is so far really easy. It's just a case of put your foot down and drive up the hill. But when you've got the gearbox mod add-on, you will notice that you get wheel slippage, you'll get clutch slippage, and it will be a real challenge. You would certainly think more than twice about whether or not you even wanted to attempt getting up here if I had the gearbox mod active in the game. Look at that, we actually bloody made it. That's insane. Very happy about that. I'm also curious, I know it's got this new system now where you start off with no buildings and you can basically build your own farm, which is really cool. But as I understand it, well, that's not even wide enough to drive down. Are my sunflowers okay? They look a bit... They're ready to harvest. Oh, right. Okay, here we go then. Already, look. I don't know why it always jumps out. I'd much rather it did as it was supposed to, just stay in the cab view like this. Right, how am I going to turn this thing on? So I don't have any key binds currently for this, so we're going to have to figure it out as we go. So if I go into the start menu and we navigate across to the keys, gamepad controls, okay, so activate object. You know why the sunflowers are completely ready? Is because the game somehow jumped into 60 times speed. That's how they're suddenly ready. I've just remembered. But I mean, these are all issues that you're going to have to get over before you can start really enjoying Farm Sim 19. The whole menu and configuration system is just a shambles. I mean, it is awful. Open, close, cover. Let's pop you on there. Toggle straw swath. Put you there. Toggle pipe. That means lower tool. Tool function 1, tool function 2, tool function 3, tool function 4. Open flap. I wish that was a toggle, because now I need 2 buttons to do that. We know how to open the flap, but we can't close it again. But I don't have a keybind handy that I want to use for that. Lower hydraulic hitch. Okay. Okay, let's see if that's going to work for us. Something happened then. Straw swath down here. Okay, good. I assume that means it's on. That's the pipe. Okay, that seems to lower it and turn it on all at the same time. So let's dive in and see what happens. It's kind of driving itself right now. It is totally driving itself. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what... See, that's taking me up to 9.5 miles an hour, and this is what I was saying before about how the game seems to control how fast you drive when you have equipment on board, and I don't want it to do that. I want to be able to do that myself, so I'm not overly impressed with that. It's kind of fighting against me at this moment in time. Okay, so we got like 18% full. We're going to have to go get a tractor and a trailer, which is going to be a bit of a problem because it looks like, you know, these sunflowers are nearly dead. So any time I'm spent away from harvesting them is a bad idea. But yeah, we had that time issue earlier, so there is that. It's holding me at 9.5 miles per hour. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Let's see what happens if I set my cruise control to 8 miles per hour and I activate it. Let's see if that overrules the 9 miles per hour the game wants me to do. It seems like it is, which is good. I'm not sure what the 3 indicates. Maybe there's actually some sort of increased control over the torque of the engine, perhaps, something like that. It's difficult to tell at this moment in time. But graphically, I've got to agree, this is vastly superior to FS19 right now. activate cruise control. Yeah, do you know what? There's a lot that I hate about FS19, but the game itself really is sort of growing on me. I tried to do this review like 3 or 4 times already, and I just get irritated by the menu system, the fact that my controller wasn't working properly. Look at that wasted crop over there. So I suppose what I could do is hire a worker, and that way the crop will still be being harvested when I swing over and go and get a tractor, because obviously I'm going to have to unload this. So that kind of makes sense to me. I think I might do that. Line him up here, press the H button, and then we'll jump out. Right, so as fast as I can, then I need to go and grab a cheap tractor and a trailer. I've got 234,000 left in the bank, which really is not a lot. Take whatever I deem to be the fastest route there. Hope I don't fall off any cliffs. Oh, here's a cliff. No problem at all. Hope I don't meet any bears or wolves down here. Bears are scary as hell. I saw a video once where a lady was snowboarding. In fact, I put it up on one of my channels. The lady was snowboarding, listening to her iTunes, just having a cool time. And as she came over the crest of one of these hills on the snowy peak, she was videoing herself, and a brown bear was chasing her down, and it got to within about, I don't know, 10 feet probably, maybe even less than that. I mean, he was close to her, and it was going to kill her. I mean, 100% it was going to eat her. And she had her tunes on. She had no idea it was there, and just happened to casually accelerate down this hill, having a good time, having a good giggle and a chat to herself, you know, enjoying the tunes, having a bit of a boogie, completely unaware that this bear was trying to kill her. Frightening, absolutely frightening. Right, so I now can't seemingly get into the shop. We'll just do it that way. So, what are we looking for here? We are looking for a tractor. Small tractors, because I don't think we can afford anything bigger. 59,000. Let's go back actually. Let's go to trailers, and let's just get a cheap trailer first. And then we'll know how much we can spend on the tractor itself. Yeah, basic trailer, please. Where are they? Trailers. That's 8,000, that's 8.5, and you can cover it, that's cool. So what's the capacity? So that can hold everything. They can all hold everything. Good. That's 120,000 litres. That's less. 140,000 litres. And that's 21,000 litres. Okay. That's 30 grand. I think we're going to go for this one. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure our tractor will be able to pull that, which is why I'm looking at this one. 20,000. Customize. Yes, please. Wheel brand. Lizard. Trelleborg. There's a lot of different wheels now. Only 3 for this. Michelin, Lizard, or Trelleborg. That. No alternatives other than that. Okay, that looks good. So we'll buy. Yes. Okay. Back. We've got 213,000 still in the bank. We get a tractor. Valtra, Fendt, Stara, New Holland, T5 series. I mean, these are workhorses in the UK, definitely. Armour Track, another Fendt. So, So it's supposed to be ordered in terms of HP power, but I'm seeing here that it actually isn't, is it? That's what the brief said, according to them. 110, 150. This is not. This is ordered by price. Maybe they've changed it in update 1.3. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so we get this cheapy old tractor. I want something with a front loader. Can also attach a front loader. So this Valtra could do us as a little workhorse just to get things rolling. Can we get a medium tractor? What price do they start at? They start at 100,000. The T6 series is 102,000. So this one can have a front loader on it as well. I'd rather go T6 series. 125 HP. Oh man, the back button is in the wrong place. Come on guys. Get it together. Yeah, that's only 100 watt. It's 99. But we could go for the Valtra N series, which is 145 brake horse, 31 miles per hour. There's the stayer there, isn't it? For 112. I might go for that actually. And there's the John Deere 6M for 120. I think we're probably going to have to go for that. Just because, you know, it's the first time. Oh nice, you can have an additional front weight. That's pretty cool. 360 kilogram. Oh, hang on. Wait. Yes, it can have a front loader. Okay, good. Okay, so we have front weight. Wheel setup standard, wide, narrow, rear twins, wheel weights, wide tires and weights, or standard. Okay, that's pretty cool. What difference does that do to the price? 2,000 for wide tires. We'll just go standard. I think we'll be okay. We can change the engine setup, which increases HP. 164 is the maximum. 142 is the standard. Nokian, Trelleborg. Yeah, we're going to go Trelleborg. I prefer that style. Okay, let's buy our first ever John Deere. Yes. Fantastic. That took forever. But it is our first look. So, you got to look. You've got to look. That audio, what is that? So, wheel looks good. You can see the accelerator pedal annoyingly auto shifting between forward and reverse. The clutch doesn't do anything, the brake doesn't do anything. So it's not fully modelled, unless of course none of those pedals down there are the brake, which I find rather unlikely. Turning the headlights on doesn't seem to change any of the, you know, you can't see the stalk changing as I'm changing the lights or anything like that. Hazard lights. Okay. Took this bad boy up. The mirrors are quite good. I'm especially liking the one in the top right hand corner of the window here, which allows me to see where I'm going without having to turn my head. I guess that's for people on consoles or those who don't have head tracking. Obviously I would much prefer to do it this way, and at some point I'll be getting out of the tractor and actually manually attaching this stuff once I find that mod. Check there's no traffic. So I think we've bought well. I think we've got a good tractor here. I'm not convinced by the speedo. Look at that. That's 0. Oh, maybe actually, because that's 10 miles per hour. Yeah, I'm not sure the speedo, the head-up display speedo and the speedo in the tractor actually match properly. But, okay, whatever. Am I going the wrong way here? I think I am, aren't I? Maybe I can take the shortcut with this. Is it down there? Is that it? I think that's it, isn't it? It's a path. It's not a road. I thought it was a road. Oh no, 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 that can't be it. Surely. No, I'm well off it. Look at this. A bit difficult to read the map, I'll be honest. I think happy thoughts. Just crashed through that. There we go. Okay, I found it. So glad that the train just drives around on its own. For me, that's a huge plus. I'm not a fan of the train at all, in any way, shape or form. I'm completely going the wrong way here, aren't I? I do like the shake of the tractor. That definitely looks better. If I brave the external cam, you can see that our driver is bouncing around quite erratically as well. That's something. The ground textures I'm not impressed with at the moment. From what I've seen, it's based on YouTube videos that I've seen primarily. I cannot figure out how to get up there. I think this is actually the road I'm meant to be on, so let's try taking this route, even though it's a bit longer. I'm liking the steering as well. It feels quite heavy. It's not too responsive, and at the same time it's not unresponsive. It's not erratic or anything like that. It feels pretty natural. Harvester's full up, so we took way too long. Right, now you can see there's some sunflowers in front of me there. I'm going to drive through the middle of them and just see how well the destruction works. Oh, that's interesting. I've driven over them, right? Let's reverse back. Oh good, they are destroyed. Okay, cracking. So I'm rather thinking that our trailer, not too worried about these ones by the way, the trailer is still covered, and I think that's why it's not offloading. Pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, so how do I uncover? We're gonna have to go look at our keybinds. Controls. We got that bound to 5. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Cracking. We got there in the end. Good stuff. So whilst he's busy doing that, and one thing I don't really approve of is when I'm in the menu, the game stops behind me, so you can see it's all paused. I'd rather that would continue in the background, but okay, fair enough. I mean, let's be honest, there is a pause option, so if you want to pause the game, that should pause the game. But if I just want to look on the map and see where I'm going to sell my products, then maybe, you know, the price of sunflowers is right down. Brilliant. So we're going to have to go... Oh no, he is off. Oh, he didn't pause it. All right, well, I'll take that back. I'll get out of his way. Oh yeah, look at this. Our trailer's barely full. That's handy. Alright, so whilst he's off driving up there, costing us lots of money, I'll have a look and see where we want to sell our sunflowers. It's good that you can order it in terms of profit. Port, grain, elevator, or the restaurant, both paying considerably more. So, where is that? That's the restaurant, so we could take it there. They're going to pay us quite a decent bit of cash, and they're not too far away. That seems good to me. Now, I've just remembered, or just realised, that I'm also going to have to buy some flipping... see all the grass seeds there? A few weird textury issues, I'll be honest, on the cover, but nothing serious. I'm also going to have to buy a seeder, aren't I? Because we are going to need to... That does look a lot better than 17, I've got to say. Yeah, we're going to have to replant all this. We're also going to need a plough, potentially a cultivator, a lime sprayer. This is all going to be very expensive. I think to conserve money we should jump into the harvester without running in front of it and getting ourselves killed. We'll just take over here, thank you, because these guys are expensive. Oh, what's weird is my cruise control doesn't work now. I can't change it up, I can't change it down. Turn the engine off. Turn it back on again. Oh, weirdly, my cruise controller's feature has broken. Not working. See, we got a few weeds in here amongst our sunflowers, which is not great. I've also just noticed there's a massive dead spot in my G29 wheel. Just trying to slightly adjust the angle we were driving at then, and it wasn't having any of it. We'll have to fix that. I mean, that is quite a significant dead spot. I'm nearly at 45 degrees before it starts moving. I have already multiple times turned that off, that dead spot. But yeah, it just seems to turn itself back on all the time as well. That explains why there were so many missed sunflowers on my first run through, because although I was adjusting the wheel, it wasn't actually turning. That's pretty horrific. I'm going to have to fix that. Strange that I didn't notice that at first. In fact, I kind of did. I nearly commented on it when I was commenting on how good the steering felt, but I wasn't paying. I was trying to look where I was going rather than paying attention to the wheel. So yes, that is something I'm going to have to go change in the settings, definitely. Try and get these loose ones, some of them at least. I'll be so glad when I have gears. Right, let's try the cruise control now. Still broken. Just stopped working. No idea why. I have a sneaky suspicion that it's a bug in the key binding. I think sometimes it unsets key binds that you've put in, and then when you save it, or when you save it, it unbinds them. I'm sure I've seen that before. It is a total mess still, this menu system. It's awful. It's an embarrassment. Alright, so it's still bound. Increase. Decrease. It's still there. Just not working. There's nothing there to see. It shouldn't activate cruise control, be near the turn it, like increase and decrease it. I think they should be grouped together. So I'm assuming somewhere up here. There we go. Toggle cruise control. So it is still bound. It just isn't working. Very strange. Not the issue I thought it was. It's something else. Oh Christ! So I was still driving then. Oh, I'm in trouble now. I was still driving then, even though I was in the menu. So my earlier complaint about it pausing whilst I'm in the menu is totally been debunked. Now if I was using the gears mod, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Not in a million years. So I'm looking forward to having that extra level of realism added to my gameplay. But I think we're going to have to go up this strip here because we were obviously all over the place. We'll just fix this little issue that I've just created. $163 in wages. Okay, spin around. I ought to be lifting the header each time I turn around, but you know, whilst the game is in its almost completely vanilla state, there's no point. There's no realism in the game in vanilla. So until I've got the Gears mod installed and a couple more realism mods installed, I don't think I'll bother with that. I'll just play the game for what it's worth and see where we are. That bird's not scared of anything, is it? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we're nearly full here. I'm going to switch back over to the worker dude. I was trying to get some birds for my pie for dinner. Didn't happen. I mean, the clouds aren't... I mean, if you look at that texture, that's pretty shocking, isn't it? That really isn't good. I mean, there's a bloody great big circle in the middle there. It doesn't look great, but it's definitely better than what we had before. I hope they continue to work on that. I'd like to see it improved more and more. I think in options... if I turn off, not this one, dynamic vehicle camera, no, that one, reset vehicle camera off. Yeah, I think that's what keeps taking me out of first person view. Okay, and we'll leave that on. Okay. See if that does it. So I'm out of the vehicle, I should jump in. There we go. Okay, that's what I needed. Please start the engine first. Wow. I remember when you used to have a mod installed to get that feature. Well, annoyingly, he stopped right there, which means I'm going to have to go into the crops. That wasn't part of the plan. I figured he would be full up. Oh God. Pressing the brake to go backwards is not natural to me. Left, more left. I think I've clipped him. Ah, see? Pressing the brake to go backwards is just so alien to me. Feels like my perspective is off a bit there, because that looks straight, like by the bar, but it doesn't look straight at all. Well, I tried to limit destruction, but I think all I've done is increase it by doing this. Yeah, my field of view seems a bit wonky there. Something I'm going to have to get used to or change. I think we're set at 90 for field of view at the moment, I'm not sure. Alright, well, we're just going to damage some crop. Oh, might help if I took that off as well. That's probably what the problem was. I think I picked the right trailer. Quite happy with my trailer choice. Well, that's a bit weird. Look at the rear view mirrors. They're black and then pop in. You see that? See the one on the bottom right? There's an area there where the mirror doesn't work. Otherwise, they're very good. But, I mean, what is that showing me? Grass? There's no grass behind me. Same on the left one as well, look. That's quite a significant bug. It's bugs like that. It's bugs like that that make me dislike big YouTubers. Because they're so dishonest. Do you know what I mean? The whole time FS19 was out for big YouTubers so that they could review it. Bullshit. So that they were paid to promote it is the truth. The whole time that was out, you know, not one of them highlighted all the bugs and the issues with the steering, the bugs and the issues with the mirrors, like I've just shown you there. Look at that. That bottom one is bugged. That is a bug. That is a serious immersion breaking bug. Not one of them mentioned it though, did they? I wish I had more viewers because I could give genuine reviews to a lot more people for a lot more people. Do you know what I mean? They all seem they all seem to be totally, I don't know, brainwashed by these big YouTubers. They just believe everything they say. So strange. Even though time and time again they're proven to be liars. Not liars so much as dishonest. Not truthful, not honest enough, you know. Crazy. You know, that's why they get paid big money. They get paid big money to keep their mouth shut. That's how I see it. If I ever, I mean, it's never going to happen. I have tried, but if I ever managed to become a big YouTuber, I would still be honest. Even if I was being paid for a review, and I've done this in the past. You know, people send me products and stuff for review. I say, yeah, great. You know, thank you. It's nice that they let me keep the game or they let me keep the hardware. You know, that's a little perk for me, that's a bonus for me. But I do tell them, you know, that does not guarantee you a positive review. I will just review how I see it. And most of the time they're fine. If they believe in their product and they're honest people, genuine people, then, you know, usually it works fine. And I always try and find something negative to say about a product anyway, always. You know, not necessarily negative, but like a recommendation for improvement for the future. Even if it's only a tiny thing, you know, it proves that I'm looking for it. And it's very rare that I can't think of anything negative to say about a game or a product. Very rare. Just trying to think of an instance where that's happened. I don't think it's ever happened. So that's because you've got a negative disposition. No, it's because I'm analytical. I look at the facts. I look at what I expect to be there, and if it's not there, I highlight it. I think that's the whole point of a review. Otherwise, what is a review? If you don't do that, then a review becomes a promotion product. It becomes an advert. This thing tends to reverse a lot quicker than it goes forwards, I've noticed. But if I'm being honest, I think I've noticed that in Farm Sim quite a lot. All of the harvesters tend to go backwards, or rather they tend to accelerate backwards faster than they do forwards. I don't know if that's just me thinking that's the case, or maybe I just reverse down hills all the time. but I've always felt that was the case. I am going to have to get rid of this dead zone, it's driving me nuts. There should be a button to raise and lower the harvester without turning it on and off, and I've yet to find that in the menu in the settings, and there's a lot of settings missing, so I'm wondering if that's perhaps one of the missing options, but I'll have a look and we'll see how we go. But we're nearly done here, we've nearly wrapped up this first field. Oh look, we missed a few there. How infuriating. These 12 sunflowers could be the difference between profit and loss, so I'm not leaving them. Couple over here. There's a whole strip there, look. That sheen across the window is pretty cool. I do wonder whether maybe that's a little bit overdone. But I have also seen that there's another mod that allows you to add a shader control. And yeah, it looks pretty good actually, I've got to say. Can't understand why Giants haven't included one, but you know, they are a strange development company. It's like, you know, these issues with the menu system and the physics and whatnot that we've been moaning about for 10 years. They won't spend 10 seconds trying to fix those problems, but they will spend endless hours trying to implement a train into a farm sim game. Yeah. They will spend weeks and weeks and weeks of development time trying to implement a terraform solution, but they won't fix the issues in the menu. I don't know. Their priorities seem all completely out of skew. I guess, you know, in a joking sense, that that's what cocaine does to your brain. Just gets your priorities all out of whack. They must have a lot of it, that's all I can say. They must have an endless supply. I do like also how the dust kicks up. You'll notice, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in FS19, or if it was, it wasn't done as well. But yeah, do you see how the dust is kicking up whilst I'm moving the machine and stuff? I mean, to be fair, it is the same animation every single time. But it's nice. Just adds to the immersion element of the game for me. It's good. With the exception of all the things I've been complaining about, I am actually genuinely liking this. And if you look down at the header now, you can see that it's all getting dirty. And that's kind of built up slowly whilst we've been working up here on this field. And that's brilliant. These are all really good aspects to the game. There is a lot of positive stuff to say around Farm Sim 19, but in order to get to the good stuff, you have to fight your way through the menu system and the key binding screw-ups and the bugs and the issues and the quality of life problems that the game has all over the place. Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, this is easily the best farm sim implementation that I've seen. I just hope and pray that the mods for this game, the realism enhancing mods for this game, start to appear sooner rather than later. Which key? There we go. Couldn't remember which key I'd bound that to. So I'm going to check the prices again, and then I'm going to take this and sell it and see if we've got enough money to buy a seeder, some sunflower seeds, a plough, possibly a cultivator, and a lime spreader. It looks like we need to spread some lime over this field as well. But we shall see. We shall see what we can do. And we'll just leave this very expensive harvester just parked in the middle of the field. But look, hey, look, all the dirt and crap that's coming up. Now this isn't new, but I'd say it looks a million times better than it ever has done before. Bearing in mind, I have to point this out, I am running a mod, the Dirt mod, or the realistic Dirt mod. So I don't know what this would look like in vanilla, but certainly with that mod, and that's kind of what this whole series is going to be about, is what is Farm Sim 19 like with mods. You can see it's very decent. That looks really authentic to me. Really like that. And if you try and visually map where all the dirt and the crap is, and then come and look at the other side, you can see, I think, that is not a cut and paste copy. A lot of times Farm Sims copy dirt and wear and tear textures from one side to the other. It's a half-assed way of implementing it, but you can see quite clearly that the dirt on this side looks different to the dirt on that side. And that might not mean much to you, but to the likes of me, these are important small features that really add to the immersion element of the game. Same on the tractor here, look at that. Looks nice and filthy, yet the front, the bonnet space, the engine and that, still looks pretty neat, pretty clean and pretty tidy, as it should do, since we only bought it 6 hours ago or whatever. But the tyres, quite rightly, look filthy as heck, as do the wheels. And the trailer at the back is pretty much the same. There's a lot of positives. Let's go to the restaurant. Let's see if we can sell all of our produce. I wonder what the restaurant used sunflower for. Maybe they have a lot of customers and every customer gets a sunflower or something, I don't know. Who knows? It'd be too much to ask for realistic business modelling, wouldn't it? Although I did come up with an idea earlier, I don't know what you thought about that, being able to buy these businesses and then being able to set the prices so that when you're playing competitive multiplayer, you know, you have control over that element of the game. And then theoretically, what might become possible thereafter. Oh crikey, how am I going to get down this thing? I have to go left, I think. Yeah, but in order for that to work, there would have to be off-map companies that buy those products from you. So you would buy it from the farmer, you would set the price based on what the price is off-map, and away you go. And the game would also try and be more competitive than you, so the in-game fluctuation would still occur. So if you were offering a huge amount of money than all the other companies in the game, then they ought to at least a little bit try and match you or try and compete and beat you, perhaps. I suppose you could implement some sort of, look at that lower right mirror there, look, totally buggered, isn't it? But yeah, they could implement some sort of fake control. Actually, I was just thinking that would be a nice little feature as well, wouldn't it? If you're driving along with grain in a trailer and you haven't covered it up, I think you should lose some. Whilst you're driving along, you lose a percentage of grain out the back, because it just gets lost or whatever, floats off. Speed limit is 15. Gotta be joking, right? Also, there's dogs in the game, or a dog in the game. Again, a nice little feature that nobody asked for, that they spent hours and hours and hours working on, when that time could have been used fixing the menu system and making quality of life improvements all over the shop that people have been asking for 10 years. But no, instead we get a dog. I can't wait until 2021 when we get pandas. That would be fantastic. I think I've just driven past the restaurant. Also, I promised to show you what happens if you stand in front of the train in case you haven't seen it. So I'm just going to quickly do that. I'm sure there'll be a train along any moment. Incidentally, in the bit of video that I forgot to record, I did highlight how impressed I was with this stuff. Really, really good. Oops. I thought I'd blocked the road. I wonder if the train stops for cars. Wow. Listen to them beeping. Oh no, the train's here. Oh, I haven't got time. Sorry, everybody. Just gonna have to suffer. Oh, I missed it. I missed the train. Anyway, that's what it does. It just kind of goes through you like that. Just in case you were wondering. I am now curious though. I am now curious what will happen if I force this car to be stuck on the tracks. No! Oh, you bugger. Right, we'll force the next car to be stuck on the tracks. Oh, this braking. This need to press the brake to accelerate and reverse is horrible. Right, so I'm going to sit and wait here. I'm going to sit and wait here for the train to come back. Country Radio FM. How do I... So I want to listen to my music that I'm allowed to play for free. But I don't want to listen to the radio. So how do I do that? If I bind that to both, maybe I can sort of make that work. You have no idea how much that impresses me, that you can now change key bindings whilst you're in the game. That's always been an issue for me. That has always irritated me. So that's one quality of life issue that they've added, but it took them, what, 10 years to do it? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, let's try this. Online streams not rated by the PEGI USK ESRB. I don't know what that means. Online streams. I don't know why it's doing that. I want to go to my music. It doesn't seem to want to play my music. Perhaps I have no music in there. Possible. We'll try that in the next episode. Now, is there a car coming down here? There is. Good. Right. So he's on the train tracks. You can beep at me all you like, mate. You're a test. You're a test to see what happens when the train comes and there's an AI vehicle on the tracks. What does happen? Here a while, but I've got to say, if you listen to the sound of that car, that's not authentic at all, is it? That sounds like a tractor. Or a truck. That sounds like a truck. You watch, I'll turn my head and there'll be a truck there. Nope, no truck. There's definitely this car that's making all that noise. Which is crazy. Here it comes. Place your bets. What's going to happen? Ah, nothing happens. Bit of a shame. I suppose putting my tractor there is the next test, isn't it? Okay. Thank you for being part of our test. I need to go to the restaurant now and drop all my produce off. That mirror's still buggy. So there is the restaurant. Oh god, that steering. And the drop-off point for the restaurant is where? Oh, here. This is it. Cool. Right, so we'll take the top off, and then we're going to have to bind a key to unload it, because I haven't done that yet. So, the unload option. Dump. Could it be that? I don't think it is. We'll keep looking. Dump on ground. I mean, dump and dump on ground. What's the difference? What is the difference there? Why are they two separate controls? Dump and dump on ground. Where else are you going to dump it? In a tree? Ridiculous. Lift all tools. Toggle help text. Unload. I think that's going to be it, isn't it? So for me, personally, I think unload, dump and dump on ground are all the same thing. I don't see why they would ever be separate. I can't see an instance where you would be trying to dump on the ground. You don't have access to this land. Okay, that's the limitation. That's what the issue is. It won't let you dump on somebody else's land, which sounds awful when I say it. But the logic system is not quite right, because I'm not trying to dump anything. I'm clearly trying to unload. With just a slightly better algorithm, they could easily allow you to have all those buttons bound together. Just with the smallest amount of logic checking going on, that would easily be achievable. Okay, so now I've got to find all the dump options. But I still maintain dump and dump on ground are the same. Well, the I key will let me offload, so let's just go find out what the I key is bound to. The I key is dump, so unload is not the thing we want. It's dump. So stupid. Dump, then, is bound to that button. Unload and dump. I'm not sure what the difference is yet. Perhaps unload is for, like, cattle. But the menu key binding logic is just non-existent in this game. It's like they don't think about it ever at all. It's insane. So we got 102,000. We made just under 10,000 on that harvest, which isn't a lot. Especially when you consider that we now need to go buy a seeder, some seeds, a plough and a whole bunch of other things in order to reset that field and get it ready for harvesting again. And you'll notice that my time has changed again. It's now 3, which is so odd because I have completely removed the ability to change time. Change driving direction. So I've implemented that now. Will that allow me to set whether I'm going forwards or backwards? God, I hope it will. I hate using the brake to accelerate and reverse. It just drives me up the wall. Increase and decrease time, I think it's called, isn't it? Saw it. Cruise control. Park vehicle. I can use my handbrake for the handbrake. That's amazing. Oh, I'm really happy about that. I don't know why that's a thing, because I'm pretty sure the physics don't work on it, but we'll see. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Speed control. Speed player. Oh, there we go. Increase time scale and decrease time scale. So I've turned that off. So I'm certainly not doing it. Just see what it's set to here. Eight and 7. So I haven't touched that at all. I haven't pressed button 8 or button 7 at all. So I am asking myself now, why the hell is the... now it's at real time. Why is it at real time? I keep setting it to this and it keeps unsetting it. It keeps changing it constantly. Okay guys, well, I've got a lot of content there. I've got to be careful about where I park because stuff will spawn on my head otherwise. I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of content to show. Well, that change direction thing doesn't seem to be working. No, change direction is not working at all. No matter what I do, it's still bound to accelerate it forwards and brake it backwards, which is a real shame. It's a very broken game, this. It's incredibly buggy. Incredibly buggy. Even now, 4 months on, it's still buggy, which is a real shame. So yeah, I'm going to wrap that up for this episode at least, and I don't know whereabouts that will come. It might be episode 2 or 3 or something. It depends how much babbling I did and how much genuine, reasonable content I produced as to when this cut will come. But thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, goodbye for now.